TV. Now let's talk about energy. Let's reverse to energy because the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketing Companies Association of Ghana is kicking against the imposition of an $80 per metric ton tax on liquefied petroleum gas. In a letter signed by Malam Bukari Amadou, the association's chairman, and addressed to the National Petroleum Authority, they condemn what they deem as the MPA's abuse of regulatory loopholes. So why are the LPG marketers opposed to this? In the studio with me, we'll have Gabriel Kumi, he is vice chair of the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketing Company. Mr. Kumi, it's good to see you here on the Pulse.
Good to see you, my brother. How are you?
I'm good. And so why are you against this imposition, if I may ask, so that we can set the foundation to look at the implications?
I mean, the reasons are obvious. I'm sure you, Elphinston, that you are against any imposition of taxes on LPG. Because this is a product government has set an objective to increase its consumption. LPG, of all the petroleum product, LPG is the only product that Cabinet in 2019 singled LPG out and said that, look, Ghanaians, we want you to double consumption of LPG within the next 10 years. We were then at 25% penetration level, that's at 2019-2020. Government said he wants us to reach 50% penetration by the year 2030. But government at the same time goes behind and slap taxes and levies on the product, raising the pump price to the height that the ordinary Ghanaian is no longer able to afford. You can't eat your cake and have it. You can't set such a laudable objective to increase consumption of LPG, and at the same time, you increase the price of the product through the back door, through taxation and levies. LPG is a product with a highly elastic demand. Any single peso that you add onto the price of LPG will go a long way to reduce its consumption. The statistics shows that from 2020, 2021, when we hit the peak of consumption, LPG consumption since then has taken a nosedive. We are in a decline. So we were shocked to see on the 1st of April that government has gone ahead to slap the highest tax ever, the highest single tax ever to be slapped on LPG has been slapped on the product on the 1st of April.
So Mr. Kumi, this $80, I mean, what explanation is the MPA offering, justifying why this should be on?
Yes, you know, for some time now, the government has been trying to implement cylinder recirculation model since 2019. But, you know, these are some of the attitudes that have really stalled the implementation of this policy. Government has not been successful at implementing this policy. Now, what government is saying is that it wants to impose those levies on Ghanaians, use those levies to support companies, private companies, to set up bottling plants and to invest in cylinders in order to implement cylinder recirculation policy. I mean, the legality of that may even have to be tested. You can't just the ordinary Ghanaian, the ordinary poor Ghanaian, and use those funds to support well-established companies who want to invest in cylinder recirculation. And in fact, talking to some of these companies that MPA is purporting to support with this fund, they are even against their name being used to collect these funds. I've spoken to some BDCs. These are very well-established, respected companies who, even if they want to expand their operations and enter into cylinder recirculation, can just go to the capital market and seek support in the form of loans from the banks and use that to set up their bottling plants and to invest in cylinders. Why must government collect taxes from the ordinary Ghanaian and use it to support these well-established, highly respected companies?
Companies to do that. But for you as Marketers Association, how would that affect you? Because my thinking is that eventually the cost will be passed on to the consumer. So let's start from your point of view. How does that affect you as marketers? And how does it trickle down to the consumer?
Great. LPG we basically run on volumes. the more you are able to buy, the more you are able to survive as a company. So the continuous imposition of taxes, which raises the price of the product, which is pushing consumers away from consuming the product, will mean that the survivor of LPG companies, marketing companies, is in great danger. And indeed, most of our members are living on the edge. Some of them are collapsing. Some of them have started laying off workers because they are not able to make enough volumes to be able to sustain that level of employment. You know, and the LPG industry downstream is one of the few, very, very, very few Ghanaian-owned industries we have in this country.
Right.
In Ghana now, even Bayayachi and Kelewele and Bobe are being taken over by the Chinese. All the industries, even retail industries, have been taken over by foreigners. The LPG industry have been built and maintained over the past 25 to 30 years by indigenous Ghanaians. So this is an industry that we expect government to come up with policies to protect because it's 100% Ghanaian owned. But rather we see government...
Yes, please go on.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm still with you. Please go on.
Yes, but on the contrary, we see government taking certain actions which is really, really fighting against the survival of the LPG industry in Ghana. So we have, for the past 6-7 years, we have consistently and persistently said that all taxes on LPG must go because we believe LPG must be made tax-free. This is a product that serious countries like Cote d'Ivoire are indeed subsidizing LPG. But in Ghana, with the imposition of this new tax, you will be paying more than 20% tax on the LPG. And this is a product that government intends to promote its usage. And you know, this is a mass product. This is a product that is used by the ordinary Ghanaian. So it's highly price elastic. So once you keep pushing taxes on it, you are indirectly telling Ghanaians that they should stop using LPG and go to the bush and cut firewood and use charcoal for cooking. And indeed, this morning I cited a report from IES, Institute of Energy Security, a very credible institution which has really come out with a survey that really suggests, that really give credence to the argument that we've always made.
Yeah, the patronage is going down.
Yes, patronage is going down. I mean, we peaked at 2020, 2021. Since then, we are just going down like that. Now, LPG is bought in tots. Go to any LPG filling station close to you and stand there. We have done a survey that suggests that over 60% of consumers that walk into any LPG station in the Accra-Tema metropolitan area are not able to fill their cylinders because the product's price has shot so high. Now, your ordinary household cylinder, that is the 14.5 kg, is going to cost the consumer about 240 cedis.
Yes.
We live in a country where the ordinary Ghanaian is taking about 1,000 cedis, 800 cedis home. You expect such a person to use 20% of his income to buy just LPG? And we are going ahead slapping taxes on the product?
So Mr. Kumi, clearly, I mean, your businesses are at stake, jobs are at stake. The purpose for which this whole LPG, revolution came into the country is also at stake. You've written to the MP. I'm wondering whether you've gotten any response to deal with the way forward.
We are waiting patiently for a response from MPA. We know MPA is supposed to be a very listening institution. We expect that MPA will respond positively to this letter that we've written. We have distributed this letter to anybody and everybody that matters in this country. We expect all of them to speak to MPA to take out these taxes. You can't justify this. Nobody, no well-meaning Ghanaian who really mean well for this country would try and justify imposition of such a huge tax on LPG.
Right. And finally, before I let you go, we understand that the next pricing window, petrol and diesel are likely to go up between 4% and 5%. I don't know whether same may apply to LPG.
Yeah. LPG is likely to go up slightly or be stable in price, but the next window beginning 1st of May, we expect price of LPG to shoot up again. Now, a kilo of LPG is costing at the pump. The cost of a kilo of LPG is 16 Ghana cedis. Okay, so it used to be last pricing window, we were selling it at 14 cedis. But the imposition of this tax on 1st of April shot it up to about 15 cedis, 20 pesos. But unfortunately, over the last previous window, the cedi also depreciated, which put an additional 1 cedi on the product. And you know what is so dangerous about this tax is that it's dollar denominated.
Right.
What that means is that anytime your cedi depreciates, you are going to pay more. So now we are at 1 cedi, the tax is 1 cedi 20 pesos on the product. If tomorrow or next week or next month, the cedi is about, the cedi to the dollar rate is about 14 cedis to the dollar. If the cedi should move to 15 cedis to the dollar, you are going to pay more. It means you are going to pay about 1 cedi 35 pesos for this tax. So it's not even a specific tax that you say, okay, this is 1 cedi, and that's what we are going to pay. As the cedi weakens, we are going to pay more. And we are all very much aware of what is happening to our cedi. It continues to depreciate. We are not able to stabilize it. And that is a source of, that is what makes this tax even more dangerous.
All right. Mr. Gabriel, thank you very much for your time. We're hoping that the MPA will reach out and that there could be some resolution that benefits everybody going forward.
I have no option than to accept this plea from the marketers and take out this tax from LPG. So that, you know, the consequences of not consuming LPG is so huge. Look at our environment. Ghana's forest is one of the fastest depleting in West Africa. Galamsey has destroyed our forest. The few forests remaining, we are cutting the trees down for firewood and for charcoal. LPG is a product that we can use to save our forest and to protect our environment and to save our nation for future generations.
All right. Thank you very much. Gabriel Kome is the president of the LPG Marketers Association, and the news this afternoon is that the MPA has written to them imposing some taxes on, LPG products. And the bottom line is that if this is made to stand, you will pay more for gas if you should go to the gas station to fill your cylinder. And that is what they are kicking against. They've written to the MPA asking for some conversation around it with the aim of withdrawing this tax, but it doesn't look like there is a headway as of now. You're still watching The Pulse here on Joy News.